here today with Scot Noel. Welcome, Scot.
Thank you for having me, John.
So, we originally met some years ago when you won Writers of the Future back in 1990, and then we reacquainted when you started DreamForge Magazine, which I see several issues behind you. So, what led up to creating DreamForge, and what do you look for in that publication?
DreamForge is a project that my wife and I got involved in because we thought science fiction had taken a bit of a turn for the apocalyptic. And we wanted to put together a publication that had more of a theme of the human adventure is just beginning. And whatever comes against humanity, we can find a way to overcome it. So our stories tend to be more hopeful, not Pollyannish, but hopeful in the sense of being able to problem solve, come together as a community, come together as individuals to overcome dire problems that might be facing us, or just to make a better future out of the time ahead of us.
That's very, very good. That's not dissimilar to what Orrin Hubbard did with his Battlefield Earth. It was a dystopian beginning, but it definitely ended up with the human spirit prevailing, and no matter what, human spirit will prevail, which I think is a great theme.
Absolutely. One of my favorite books, by the way.
Okay, great. So for somebody who wants to be able to write and submit, like any particular things that you look for when people are submitting, or any things that you caution against?
We look for stories that basically are engaging, that have that hopeful element. We want character development. We want the characters to learn something from the experience of having gone through the story. And we just look for things, stories that have a quality of writing that are well written, that bring the reader into a world and introduce them to characters, take them into a conflict, and resolve that sort of thing. So one of the best ways to find out what any magazine wants is to read the magazine. And we do have stories, not all of our stories are free online, but many of them are. So if you go to DreamForgeMagazine.com and get into our readers portal, there's certainly stuff there that you can read and say, oh, that's what they mean.
That's great. And I look forward also to anybody that when they listen to the whole podcast interview, how we get into talking about what an aspiring writer should look forward to, and some of the pitfalls to avoid as an aspiring writer, thinking that, well, I don't have what it takes, when actually it's not that at all.
Absolutely. I enjoyed talking to you about that. And I do hope subscribers get in and listen to that, because it's not always the fact that your stories isn't good enough. Oftentimes we've enjoyed your story. Sorry we couldn't buy it. There were like a dozen or so reasons that it just didn't get the check. But that doesn't mean that you're not a good writer.
That's great. Okay, well, again, thank you very much. And we will definitely be following up on this.